Hey, good morning, and it is a beautiful morning. As you can see, the sun is shining through the window on what is normally a darkened set, shall we say. And lo and behold, we have the comments back on, and lo and behold, we have all of the people who just love to find fault are massing. It's like the troops massing at the border, and it is a sorry tale, because it is one of those things that has to be addressed time and time again. And right at the start, we said in our very naive way that we wanted a feel-good channel. That is one in which when you go to the next video, wherever that may take you, you actually will leave feeling good. Now, isn't it an irony that I should be here defending the idea, the concept of having a feel-good channel? Let me tell you, a while back when I first came to Bohol, I met and made uneasy friends with someone who I quickly learned was not someone that I could spend any great deal of time with. During the introductory talk, you know, where you start sharing little things about yourself, and he said, and he didn't confess this, he bragged about this, he said, "I'm an arsehole." And he was proud of it, because that made him tough. So in the ensuing months, I quickly learned that this was someone that I couldn't spend any time with. Because, and this is the lesson, I think, for all of us, not that I'm the oracle or any huge psychological behavior expert. If you associate with people who are constantly negative, you will have what psychologists call paranoid fantasies, in which you will argue various points with this person in your head when you leave. So, eventually, I had to fire this guy. I'll give you a good example. After I had fired him and made it clear that I didn't want to spend any time with him, which I tried to do as nicely as I possibly could, I happened to meet up with him in the town. And it was a lovely day, such as it is today. And we met on the sidewalk, couldn't walk round each other, and we ended up standing there exchanging pleasantries. And as it was a lovely day and it wasn't too hot, girls were out in their summer dresses, and I said, "Wow, I've seen so many lovely girls today." And his response was, "I've seen so many ugly girls today." Now, this is what someone who is negative in their approach to life will do. They are focused on finding fault. So you have to ask yourself, is this the kind of company that I want to spend? Now, when I first came, and I was in the Cebu area for the first time, we lived on Cebu back then, and trying to find out what was happening, I went on and I looked at the various blogs, looked at the various sites, and the thing that came over to me the most was the griping, the whining, complaining, how the Philippines was not like it is in America. Oh my God, in America you could just go in and get your car serviced and it would come out and it would just be perfect, and you pay the money and you drive away and there would be nothing to complain. We're not in the Philippines. Sorry, we are in the Philippines. I'm getting confused myself now. We're not in America. We're not in Australia. We're not in Australia or the UK or Germany. We're here in the Philippines. I asked my uneasy friend, I asked him how long. He'd been here quite a number of years. Have you learn to speak the language. Now I'm being a hypocrite on this because I haven't learned to speak the language, but then I love living here. It's my home. He said, no, I haven't learned to speak the language. He said, why would I do that? My obvious answer is, well, to integrate with the people, to understand them, to enjoy an exchange. Why would I want to do that? I don't want to exchange with these people. So what we've already got going on our channel, which I'm going to stop, is the idea that it is an area of debate where you look at the pros and cons and you pick at the bones of what is the content. This gives you license to criticize what people are doing, criticize the way that Beth talks, criticize something about me. It's criticism which it has no place. I know an Aussie who lives in this area, close, forever complaining. I said to him, why are you why are you always complaining? He said, how are you ever going to improve things if you don't complain? You've got to complain. That was his belief. Now, I have no objection, unlike what I'm accused of, I have no objection to someone differing in their opinion. Now, we have an aged Volkswagen which has been parked out the back of the mechanic's shop for 2 years. Kids have been playing on it. It looks absolutely disgusting. When I first parked it there, it was a thing of beauty. It's from the 1970s. It's an old VW Bug. I spent a lot of money on it when I lived in San Fernando. And Beth and I drove it down here, and it was a lovely thing. Kids used to stop at the side of the road when we drove past, and they used to wave and call it bao bao, which is, I think, turtle or tortoise. So this man looked at it. It looks in a sorry state right now, but we're having it fixed up. And he said, should be in the trash, should be in the garbage dump, or should be in the salvage yard, the junk yard. Now, that's his viewpoint. Now, it doesn't offend me, even though it's totally opposite to my own viewpoint. But it doesn't offend me. He stated his opinion, and probably I doubt that I would enjoy spending any time trapped in an elevator with him, but he has that viewpoint. Now others are picking, and they pick at what is there. Enough about the Raptor already. I don't want to hear any more. Go on. Try another video. There are 7,500 videos. Find something that you like. Now, I want to read to you something that someone wrote. Coincidentally, someone wrote this. Crazy Horse. It was on public, so I don't think that he will mind me reading this out, because it's been at your disposal to read it out. But it says it all. It says it all, and I won't have to drone on about this any longer. Crazy Horse. This was 11 minutes ago, apparently. A lot more right now. It seems to me that a channel with 161,000 subscribers and growing steadily each and every day has a pretty good idea of how to run their own channel. To the critics and haters, if you do not like the content or think you have a better way of doing things, why don't you start your own channel and see if you can catch up a foreigner in the Philippines? I mean, prove that your way is a better way. instead of giving keyboard advice to a channel that is obviously very successful in what they do. It's easy to be a hater because it requires no intelligence or actual work. On the other hand, success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing. Thank you, Crazy Horse. That's exactly what the situation is. Beth and I worked at what we do 24/7 to get to where we are now. We don't disguise the fact that we earn a little money from what we do. We don't disguise the fact that we are trying to help those who are less fortunate. The thing about what we do is it's all in the open. That's the point. And we are waiting right now for approval of our non-profit charity, which will allow us to help those in need, which has been our mission. Our channel has been what we're doing in the meantime. Now, for those of you, and it has to be addressed time and time again, it's one of those things that won't lie down. It's easy for you guys who've been with us all along to say, you don't have to address them, you don't have to explain yourself. But the fact is, it's there to be dealt with. And if you're coming here to debate whether this is right or this is wrong or anything, ask yourself if what you're doing is contributing in any way to anything positive. I personally have no argument or no objection to anyone who wants to discuss the rights and wrongs of things, and I encourage you to find people who are like-minded. Beth and I decided that the people we want to be involved with, to know, to get to know, to make friends with, to respond to their emails, messages as best we can. 161,000, it's not an easy task. I've been up since 6 this morning doing comments and answering people's questions and so on. And part of that has been to be involved in squabbling between 2 or 3 people. And what happens is, misery loves company. And when someone bitches about some aspect of what we do, of whether Lena should speak better English, whether she is shy, whether she hasn't done this or whether she hasn't done that, and Nanai has, and what, I'm not interested in doing that. Now, why do I have the right to say I'm not interested in doing that and I'm not going to do it? It's my channel. It's Beth and my channel. And what we want is to be a success based in what we feel is the right way to live your life. Now, my old mum said, if you can't find something nice to say about something, keep your gob shut, meaning your mouth. I'm from Manchester in the UK. So, if you're just going to bitch and whine and then hide it in among the, I think in ending, I think you're doing wonderful work, but you've had this whole load of gripes and whines and complaints hidden in there somewhere. I say shut your gob. But that's only on this channel. You can't do it on this channel. Now, I don't want to block people because it usually seems to make an enemy. Then they go somewhere else and they go to another channel that welcomes all of this bitching and whining and complaining, and they do it there even worse than they were doing it on our channel. So I would say that if you are on the cusp of being one that does this, embrace what we are offering, which is a feel-good channel, and look at how impossible a situation it is that I should be here making a video defending the idea of feeling good. Doesn't it strike you as being insane? I want to feel good. How many times have you gone out with someone and you've got problems and you say, you know what, let's just have fun today. I remember a movie, Maguire, Tom Cruise, and he sits down for a date with a girl in the movie, and he starts to tell his sad stories, and she said, let's not do the sad stories, let's have fun, let's not tell our sad stories. So if you're coming on here and you're expressing emotions and feelings and paranoid fantasies that you actually have been having with someone that's hateful in your life, don't do it. Have a look at how people are trying to feel good. If you want the other stuff, oh God, there is so much out there that will fill your cup. This is one of the few, if as far as I know, the only one I know that says this is a feel-good channel. Keep your crap to yourself, take it somewhere else. And I don't apologize for putting it that way. I don't want to have little exchanges back and forth defending my right, Beth's right, to have a feel-good channel. You can disagree with me all day long if you want. If I say blue is my favorite color and you say, I don't like the color blue, I prefer red, good on you, as the Aussie would say. But if you say, I think that you are an absolute idiot for liking a crap color like blue, you're gone. Be nice. Is it such an unreasonable thing to ask someone to be nice? There's bugs around today. That's my point. So I don't want to keep saying this, but I end up having to, because it's one of those things, it's dead but it won't lie down, because we are gaining subscribers right at this moment at the rate of 9,000 a month. 9,000 a month was last month, apparently. Since December last year, when we were just very few, we started on a spike where at one point we were gaining subscribers at the rate of 20,000. On some days we would gain 1,500 subscribers. Now, we don't know everything. Beth spends time looking at other successful sites that are more successful than we are, and trying to gain knowledge about how we can be more successful. And why would we try to be more successful? Why is it important? We have pledged that when we reach 250,000 subscribers, we will fund from our own personal income, we will fund a house every month for a poor family. We will build a house from scratch, a new house, a modest traditional house for a poor Filipino family with children. And we'll do that, and we'll pledge to do that. So It's important that you share and spread the news, especially if you're an OFW and you know how hard life is for Filipinos in various places. It's hard, and what we have always tried to do is to help people on that. I got one persistent bug in my eye. So help us out. Be nice. Is it so difficult? I'm at a loss. You know, if you're one who professes to be an arsehole, go and do it somewhere. Be it somewhere else. Be the best arsehole that you can. I'm rooting for you. I know you can do it. And if you're out there looking and finding how many ugly girls there are, then good. That's good for you. Personally, I'm not doing that. I'm trying to bring a little joy in my humble way to people who may actually need it, may actually find pleasure in seeing a little joy. Thanks for looking in. This is A Foreigner in the Philippines on a feel-good channel.